Hello and welcome to this month's edition of the President's Table. My name is Dan Jones, the President of Texas A&M University Commerce, and it's a pleasure to spend a few minutes with you here this evening. I think we have a very interesting program lined up to talk about some great things that are happening around campus, some of them long-term and some of them related just to the holiday season. So we're going to start out by talking with Mr. Phil Clements. Phil, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Phil is the Director of Bands, and I think as everyone knows who's ever seen the band, either at a football game or in concert, that our band program is one of the finest in the region, if not the state. It's a real point of pride for this university. And we have been providing musicians and music educators for generations. And so, again, this is something that the university can be justifiably proud of. Got our big holiday gala coming up here in a couple weeks. Tell us about that.
Yeah, on December 7th and December 8th, 2 nights, we have the Holiday Gala. This is its 4th year, and it's expanded 2 years ago from 1 night to 2 nights just because of the number of people that were interested in it. And it showcases almost every student within the Department of Music. Our large ensembles, the Wind Ensemble, which is the top concert band, our top jazz ensemble, the main attraction, and the chorale, our top choir, is featured prominently, along with every studio ensemble. We have a clarinet choir, trombone choir, tuba euphonium choir, saxophone quartet. We even have a double reed choir with our bassoons and our oboes that perform. So it's a chance for the community, a chance for the university community to come and see kind of a showcase event for the Department of Music, featuring just about everyone involved.
Well, I don't know too many places where you can hear a tuba euphonium choir live and on stage.
Yeah, and it numbers almost 25 in the group, really, between everybody involved. And all of our applied studio teachers do a great job throughout the semester in preparing those students in a variety of ways. But one showcase at the end is the holiday concert, where they get a chance to perform in small ensembles along with the large ensembles as well.
Now, some years ago, before this tradition started, we had something called the Feast of Carols, which was same time of year, but a different format.
Right, almost a Renaissance type festival to feature the choir primarily. When Dr. Randy Hooper and I, Director of Choirs, came, we decided to expand that to make it a little bit of a bigger event that featured the entire department and allowed for more of the community to be involved.
Right.
So we think from a community standpoint, it's probably our best attended event, and a lot of people look forward to it each year.
Yeah, well, people are already asking questions about it. I've seen it up on the video board, so it is something that the entire community of commerce and the region look forward to with anticipation. Tell me a little bit about the staging and the programming for this, because I know that you all do some very creative things in terms of actually staging the concert.
Yeah, our concert hall sets it up in such a way that allows us to do what we call a prism effect, where we might have a group that's featured on stage, and then the lights would dim, and in the balcony a spotlight would come on, and our chamber singers might sing a short piece, and then that would dissolve in the opposite side of the hall. The tuba euphonium choir would play, and so it's a seamless transition that goes from one piece to another, so the audience is constantly kind of interacting with the music as it moves around the space in the hall.
Right, right. Well, it's very creative, and it certainly uses our performance hall to great advantage. And of course, the performance hall is part of the one of the ensembles. Really, I mean, it's part of the attraction, and seeing the using the balconies and using the various portions of the stage. I know one of the things that I found so impressive last year is we'd be watching the the Caribbean drum band up here, and they quit. And then over here, all of a sudden, the choir starts, and that's where your attention is drawn. I mean, it's kind of like watching a magic show, you know.
Yeah, that's our intent, and we have a lot of people behind the scenes that are helping make that happen. We kind of pretend it's like Disneyland. Everything happens underground, and you don't see it happen. And if you don't see it happen, then it's effective.
Right.
The music comes first, but there's a lot of logistics that go into it to create the effect for everyone.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, and of course, and this venue lends itself so well to that kind of staging. How about the students? Are they excited?
I think so. They're dealing with this at the same time they have finals and all those, but things going on in their lives. But I think once we make that transition from our regular concert cycle and we start to do the holiday music, and it's a little bit different every year, the excitement starts to generate, and the ticket sales and their parents start coming and that kind of thing. So they get excited, and when it's time for showtime, they're ready to go.
Right. And you said we're doing 2 nights this year.
Friday the 7th of December and Saturday the 8th, and tickets are on sale through the music office. I think it's $10 for adults and $7 for children in kindergarten through 12th grade.
But it's a different program each night.
Yeah, some of the things are the same. The large ensembles will do the same, but we alternate the small ensembles where the first night you might have clarinets and then the next night might be flutes, so that everybody gets a chance and it doesn't run 2.5 or 3 hours. It's an hour-and-a-half production from the beginning to the end that way, and that way everybody in the music department's involved.
Right. Let's talk about just the music program in general. I know that music education is really our forte here. We turn out a lot of band directors, choir directors, music educators of all shapes and sizes. What makes our music education program unique and special, different from some other universities' music education program?
We get that question a lot, especially from prospective students and their parents. And the number one thing, I think, well, there's 2 things. The first one is that our size of the department is that of a larger university, and so we're able to offer ensembles that a school much larger than ours would have. And that's a tribute to the administration putting the funds in for the new building, attracting the type of numbers of students we need. But the second thing that makes us different is we put a very, very high value on the performance level of the music education student. A lot of different universities think you're either going to perform or you're going to teach, and if you teach, you don't have to be a great musician.
Right.
And the philosophy within our department is that in order to be a great teacher, you need to be a great musician. So we hold our music education students accountable at that higher level for their musicianship, which in then turns makes them more successful when they go out into the teaching world.
Oh, absolutely. How do you go after the very best students?
It's a variety of things, and it's many people involved. Our studio teachers, our ensemble directors, the head of our department, constantly out in the schools, interacting with band directors and choir directors, building that trust relationship. Doing things like taking our ensemble to Carnegie Hall last year.
Right.
And performing last year we performed at the College Band Directors National Association Convention. This year our wind ensemble has been invited to perform at the Texas Music Educators Association. We'll perform for all of the band directors in the state of Texas. So a chance for them to get a glimpse into the quality that we have, then they're going to promote that with their own students. But it's a lot of just talking with students and getting them on campus and making them understand that we're a little bit different than most universities.
Right. It's not that different from recruiting athletes, is it?
It's actually not, and I do a lot of watching of how the best in that industry do that and how they go about it, because recruiting is really about selling the product that you're proud of. And the way we can do that in music is our ensembles and our faculty that we have. Right.
And of course, you got to sell the parents. They're part of the picture as well.
Right, and there has to be a trust factor that they know this is a place that their children are going to be involved in the things they need to be involved in and looked after. And I think with the size of our department and our faculty-student ratio, the parents feel a sense of trust that we're not only looking for what the students are like when they come in the door, but helping them to go out the other end, the back door, into the world.
Right, so they come here with a great deal of confidence in the quality of the education they're going to receive.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Clements, thank you very much for being our guest on the President's Table, and we'll be back in a moment with our next segment. Great. Thank you.
Appreciate it.